welcome to Landria on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an awesome life. I just got done running, so give me a little break here if I'm looking a little scruffy. I did put on lipstick though. Okay, I'm gonna hit a subject that supposedly nobody talks about, and I know why they don't talk about it. And that is, what if somebody is mentally, emotionally, physically unstable? What if you're certifiable? What if you just have PTSD? What if you're bipolar? Let's talk about all of the emotional disorders going on out there. First of all, the reason why most spiritual teachers probably don't talk about this is there's such a broad spectrum of what mental illness is. When spiritual leaders address these things, first of all, they put themselves in a position that it could be misconstrued that they're giving medical advice. And I'm going to say right now, I know nothing about psychology. I've never studied it. I have no medical background, nor am I giving any medical advice at all. I'm speaking from a strictly spiritual opinion of mine, but I will give you an example of something that happened, because the viewer, thank you for this, because this is a very powerful subject. What happens if somebody is emotionally unstable? Can they manifest? First of all, we're always manifesting. So when you guys say, can they manifest, I want to get it through your head. You're always manifesting. Manifesting is you're creating at all times. It's not, you never shut that down. I'm manifesting right now talking to you. I'm raising my frequency because I'm talking about positive things. One thought is manifesting. One action, how you feel. Everything's always manifesting. Manifesting means that you are orchestrating the energy that you are communicating with it at all times. That's manifesting, and that's going on all the time, whether you're in this body or out of it, all right? So you're always manifesting. The question I guess you probably have is manifesting the things you desire and being able to orchestrate that, guide it, in the direction that you want, abundance or whatever. Okay, so here's a few things I want to say. Put aside that this is my disclaimer, no medical advice whatsoever. Do not do anything that I tell you, and I'm not going to do that anyways, based on that. First of all, I just want to say that everybody has the capability to manifest what they desire. Everybody can use it to direct themselves toward a different kind of life. That is possible with everyone, all right? The second thing is, and you might say, what if somebody's like really gone, or if they have brain damage or whatever? We have to take something into account that is beyond our comprehension, and that is the fact that some of us have chosen paths here to experience those situations, those circumstances that we don't understand. I want to say that we have no clue what's really going on the soul level with those people. Every single one of us chose our circumstances and these roles that we're playing purposely to experience certain things, okay? Anybody who has any kind of disability is included in all of the pre-planning when we came here. That's all part of the path that they chose. So they may choose to stay in that. They may be extremely awakened beings that chose to experience that, or be there for somebody else to have a learning experience. So I want to remind you guys of that, because we sort of forget that there's nothing random. Everybody's like walking around going, I'm victims, I didn't choose it. I'm like, yeah, you did. Like, when you accept that, you can start controlling it the way you want to and use it in a positive way. Like, okay, I have this horrible thing. Can I forgive? Wow, big one. If you do that, gateways open. Huge ones. So look at your circumstances and ask, what can I do with this that could be super powerful? Can I be the example to people? Can I stop being bitter and accept this? Because God doesn't, curse or harm you or do something. You're part of that manifestation, and you're looking at it as bad. It's not bad. It's an experience. There's no good nor bad. Everything is just an experience. It feels bad sometimes, and some things feel good, because we're human beings and we rank everything from the ego standpoint because it wants things to be a certain way. And society says, you have to be healthy to be happy. You have to be wealthy to be happy. Like how many people write me and say, oh, but the people, you know, the poor people. I'm like, what? They can manifest too. Absolutely, they can manifest. But our egos are saying that their situations are wrong or bad. What if they chose that situation to experience that? They want to experience what, maybe they were kings and queens in their last lifetime and they thought, I want to come back and know what it's like to have nothing. What kind of a person am I going to be if I experience that? You know, am I going to be so grand? You know, maybe my ego was huge in last lifetime. I'm coming back to be humbled. That's really how intricate and cool it is. There's no situation that can't be at least altered, if not completely changed. Now, I'm going to tell you about an experiment, my friend. You're going to love this. I need to look this up. I just saw this recently, and it's really old. There was a doctor who worked in a medical institution with patients that were so far gone that they were told they were incurable. They were mentally ill. He was in an insane asylum, they used to call him back then. He took, this is a fact, I'll look this up. I can't remember where I saw it, but this is real. He took the files of these patients and he blessed them, and he did like, I think he did the Ho'oponopono. He said, you know, please forgive me, you know, whatever, thank you, I'm sorry, thank you, blessings. And he did like some kind of healing thing on the files. The people that he did that to, the files, had miraculous results, positive results. Some of them were able to get out of the institution. You know that miracle healing I did? And I told you didn't have to think of anything? I did the same thing to you. Not what he was using, but it was similar. This is the power of somebody who has a blank slate and the power of us healing stuff. What the heck was that noise? That was weird. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is... Something just happened. I don't know what's going on. All right, so I lost my train of thought. I just heard something very strange. Okay, so what he did is he was using these people with a blank slate. In fact, they had clear brains. They didn't have the other clutter going on. They just had whatever randomness in there. They had a physical ailment that, you know, obviously, because this is some kind of a neurological disorder, whatever. It was all over the board. And he placed healing on them. That mantra I give you at the end of every one of my videos, your whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy, is also used, if you read the Master Key System. They tell a story. It's not from that. They're repeating a story from somebody else's book, where a young man was going to die. He was terribly crippled. He was afflicted. And his mother, the doctor came to see and said he has a few months. And the mother said, what would you do in this situation? He said, well, my son had the same ailment and died. He said, I would fight. So this little boy started to envision himself as perfect. And he said, I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. And he healed himself. Not only was he be able to walk again, but he lived to be an old man. He would also use that mantra on other people. That's why I use it. It's sort of a weird mantra. It's not one I would pick. I picked it because if it was that powerful for somebody else, and it has that energy with it, so you got to remember, I'm not just saying it. It's been used for a very, very long time, which means there's an energy to those words. Healing, because there's no such thing as time, right? So if somebody was healed by it, because their healing and good thoughts were attached to that mantra, it's powerful for us. That's why I use it on you guys. When I did my miracle healing, I was picturing you perfect. And I had a vision and I saw things of you being perfect. And then you took that energy and you placed it in a glass of water. And we've seen experiments on that, of how you can change the molecular structure of water to be beautiful if you put positive thoughts into it. And I had you put your perfect positive thoughts into there and drank the water. So, is that a trick? Nope, that's real energy. That's us transforming and using energy, and a visualization and a little kind of ritual that we're doing that actually has that water going in so you can visualize it going in and healing. This is real stuff, and it works. People get healed by this stuff. Why? Because you're really doing it. But when you get the assistance from somebody else and they see you perfect and whole, it can be done. What about the mental illness? The same thing can be done for it. Your mantra and envisioning yourself as healed and accepting the fact that if you are meant to go down this road where you're not in touch with your ability to manifest in a role the way you want to, your higher self is still intact. So I'm going to tell you another thing that I shared with you guys. I have meditated before. This one was the most powerful one. This is recent. This is August of 2018, or September 2018. I was sitting on my couch meditating. I was not asleep. And I was all of a sudden I was aware of being meditating. I was also aware of standing out on my porch, looking in at myself through the window with two light beams. And I said, I think I'm going to give up fear. Like it was a game. And then as soon as I said it, I popped back in my body and went, whoa. I realized that your higher self, and I knew this, but that's when I really experienced it, your higher self is always functioning without that scrambled brain or PTSD or any kind of mental illness or bipolar or anything else. You're still functioning out here. And then I did that energy meditation where I have you guys push out. Try that too. When you push your energy out, you're detaching from all the worries and all the stuff that's going on. You're pushing out, you're connecting to that higher self, which is you, which is everything, where all probabilities exist, where healing exists. That's why when people die and they go over the other side and come back, they're healed. They went into the perfect being that they are. And connected to that, came back in the body, and boom, it's healed. Because now they had that information, right? Now they were energetically connected to that. A lot of them come back and they're still connected. A lot of them have psychic abilities after that. Why? Because they open a gateway. So when you open that gateway to your higher self, you are now accessing all healing to anything. To anything. You know this. Christ did this, right? If you do not choose to go that route, it may be because your higher self wants to experience that challenge. So I can't answer that question for you individually, but you can decide what you want to do with all these potential, these things that you can try, these different avenues of connecting your higher self, connecting the energy outside, doing a miracle healing on yourself, seeing yourself perfect, doing your mantra, and knowing that it's done. If that's what you wanted, do you want to get out of this? Or do you want to stay and experience it and see what you can do with it as a human being in the most challenging of situations? I don't know what your life path plan was. You probably don't, but you get to decide. All right, so there are a few factors, but I think I presented enough to you for you to figure out that there are a lot of options. There are a lot of factors that we don't necessarily know about, but you are not disconnected from manifesting any more than anybody else. Your higher self is 100% intact. Don't let the human body, hey, listen, I know some people that, dear Lord, what do some stuff. It's just, You know, some of these people that jump off roofs just for fun, and just, you know what I'm saying? So who's to say how our brains are functioning at all times? I might have to get my puppet out again. Do you know what I'm saying? There's such a big range of being intact with the body versus being in touch with our higher self. And you can go in and out to all these things. You can, in your sleep, be completely detached from your body and go soar around like a perfect being. In fact, that's probably what you do. And if you practice, you can probably be more aware of that. All right? So thanks for bringing it up. I'm not afraid of any subject. You guys can bring anything on. And if I don't know, I'll just say, I don't know. The Dalai Lama says I don't know. If he can, I can say it. But that's my opinion on this. I don't think that there's anything wrong with you. I think you just chose something really wild to experience that's really challenging. I think that your higher self is always functioning and you can call on it any time. And if you decide that you want to be the miracle healed person, you can work on that and make that happen too. If it's not meant to be, always accept everything. You have a purpose that's super powerful. Never look at these afflictions of any kind as a negative. This is a path. This is your challenge. Can you overcome it? Can you release it? Let it go. Can you forgive? Can you have compassion? Can you look past it and go, why am I spending my time in a negative thought pattern on something that's not even happening right now, right? A lot of you with the past stuff that's gone on, let it go. By the way, I think that's PTSD, right? Maybe that's the route you take. You say, that is still a trauma. As powerful it is, it's still a trauma. How do you overcome that? That's the most mind-blowing one to overcome, because that's really done a number on your brain, which is rewiring. You know who's really good at this stuff? Dr. Joe Dispenza. Read his book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. He studies the science of the brain. They do all kinds of experiments. I've been hooked up to electrodes before and had them study my brain. And you know, this is something that you actually, if you work on, you can rewire your brain. So if there's PTSD, who knows what you can do with that? I'm not going to say, but I think anything's possible. You know I think there are no limits. I believe that. That's why I have no limits. And neither do you. I'm going to say, I see you as perfect. Do my miracle healing. You are perfect. You're strong, powerful, whole, loving, harmonious, and happy. You're whole. That's perfection. Blessings to you, my friend. And if anybody, you guys are writing in some awesome stuff. Some of you have experienced some changes from the miracle healing. That is real. It's not just you psychologically doing it. It's our energy working together. What did Christ say? Where two or more gather, right? There's power in that. Two or more. Let's keep it going. Let's change this planet. Let's keep focusing on that light and love. Watch what happens. Love you guys. Namaste.